Hello, Volver Calgary. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share this video with you guys. I've titled it Attitude of Gratitude, and I'm going to be speaking with you and sharing a little bit about my perspective and understanding on gratitude, and not only what that means for me individually, but also what I feel like it means for us collectively and as a community. I'm here in another space and time at Joshua Tree National Park. I'm going to give you guys a quick 360 here because it's so beautiful and the sun is just about to go down. These boulders are amazing. So much fun to climb on. I climbed all the way up here to the top to give you guys a good view and to record this video for you. All right. Attitude of gratitude. It's the gift that keeps on giving and giving. It keeps even Santa inspired. I speak of a force in all things living, an impulse that we all have acquired. For when we each did enter this world, a gift we received, our life, as we curled in the loving embrace of beings so adored, our heart filled with gratitude, our being fully restored. Gratitude is our default state. When we open the gate, merge our hearts with the innate desire to give back, our lives become an easy hack, letting go of the lack and giving from the depths of our own Santa's sack. This feeling of gratitude arises from within. It cannot be forced, like the merging of the yang and the yin. Early in life is where it all does begin. Herein lies the seed. The empty words of thank you, an auto response we are taught to heed, whether or not the gift truly fills a need. For when a gift meets our heart's deepest desire, gratitude arises, no need to conspire. A multiplier, amplifier, intensifier. The giving comes full circle, truly a beautifier. An attitude of gratitude keeps us on the latitude of love. To see all as a gift helps us to float above. The forth and back, the to and fro, through the ocean of life's motion, we are peaceful like the dove. It is the feeling of gratitude that keeps us tied to the inside and outside, dropping the divide so that we can reside in a world that will decide to value generosity over accumulation, seeding community revitalization, a detoxification of our individuation and experimentation into excommunication from our heart's true identification. Gratitude is the new currency. I trust one day you will be sure as me, as we begin to see what goes around will only compound. In this circle, true security will be found. So that little poem nicely encapsulates everything that I wanted to talk about on gratitude. Gratitude, when I'm speaking of that, I mean it as the feeling of having received a gift and the desire to give in return. It's an inner feeling that arises when a gift is given to us and we are grateful for it. We desire to give thanks. Often, when I spoke in the poem about thank you being empty words, as children we're taught, say thank you, say thank you. And I feel like it's just another one of those phrases that can so often become empty there, where there's no feeling behind it. And I've felt an important calling to reconnect with that feeling of gratitude and to really make sure that it's there when I am giving thanks. When we give a gift and it doesn't generate gratitude in the receiver, I know within myself at least, I have had times where I've resented the receiver for that. Oh, why they're so ungrateful. Well, when we look at it as this feeling that arises naturally within us when a need is met, then I feel like that just means that the gift that we are given or we have given to someone didn't really meet a need that they had. So to resent them for that is totally unnecessary. It's moving away from that sort of external force model of forcing people to feel or do certain things, and instead creating space and allowing that to arise within them naturally. So I spoke about life and our birth and how I feel like our default state is gratitude. We come into this world, our lives are given to us. We don't earn the sunlight or the air that we breathe. We're cared for by beings who, love us and nurture us. And so our default state is gratitude. We come into this world grateful to be alive, especially after a process such as a birth where we have this death and rebirth. Our whole world, the safe, nurturing womb, is ripped away from us, and we're forced out into this strange, unknown world, leaving behind all the comforts. So to be taken in and cared for surely generates gratitude within us. So I have been recently reconnecting with that feeling of gratitude more in a daily practice, and I really encourage anybody who feels called to, in whatever way you feel called to cultivate a practice of giving thanks. That is a natural response of feeling gratitude. We desire to give thanks, and giving thanks can be as simple as saying thank you with that feeling behind it of gratitude. Often we as a culture forget to give thanks to the land that we're living on, the land that gives to us so often. Other cultures would have various forms of ritual where they would give an offering to the land, maybe some tobacco, if they were needing something from the land and needed to receive a gift. So on an individual basis, an attitude of gratitude relates to what I've called gift consciousness before. So that is really, to me, it means seeing everything in your life as a gift and reframing it in that way. Even the hard and difficult times, when things seem like they're just going wrong, gratitude is one of those things that comes from all around us. So there's always something in our life to be grateful for, even if it's just the eyes to watch or the ears to listen. But giving thanks and being grateful for all the things in our life, to me, is a centering point. When everything going on around me is maybe falling apart or not going right, or I keep hitting wall after wall, focusing in on gratitude and what I'm grateful for allows me to become centered again and grounded, and then be able to act from that heart center and act in a much more effective way than I would have been unconsciously reacting from it in this state of turmoil. So yesterday I was driving my camper and transmission fluid, I've been dealing with a bit of a leak, and it was leaking a little bit quicker than normal, and I stalled out on the side of this secondary highway with no cell reception and ended up needing to walk quite a ways to find a gas station to get more fluid. And you could look at that and think that it was this terrible thing that went wrong, and my whole day's ruined and I have to do all this other stuff. But you could also look at it, hey, now I get to go for a walk and do this run and check out the land a little bit more. And there's always that positive flip side to it, not to downplay any sort of emotion that might be coming up from what's happening, but just as a way to get heart-centered again and refocused on what it is you need to do and to take effective action. So in that definition of gratitude, I said it was the desire, the feeling of having received a gift and the desire to give in return. I feel like that part of it is something that we as a culture so often try to ignore or dismiss or downplay. We receive a gift and then we want to, pay for it or give something else. Oh, I don't have anything for you. I'm so sorry. We have this sort of uncomfortable feeling even though it is this gratitude that's come up and we desire to give back. So give gratitude. We can always give gratitude if you are feeling grateful for something. In traditional gift cultures, this gratitude would often be a symbolic act of gratitude. So maybe it was a bead or something that they would be given if you didn't have anything that I needed and I had given to you. You could give this symbolic token of gratitude. So it's this desire to give in return that creates the ties and the obligations between each other and these relationships. I speak often about how money is one of these forces that the way that we've created it and use it often ends those relationships. So, I don't owe you anything for that. I paid you for that favor. You can't bring that up again. So whereas gratitude persists and keeps us bonded, I give to you, maybe you don't have anything to give to me, but that feeling of gratitude is there, and then it carries on. And that is where real security comes from. Gratitude persists through any sort of turmoil, and it is through that gratitude that we come together and help each other when we need it. So in community and on the larger collective level, as I said, that's where security comes from. And I see generosity and gratitude as really generating that true sense of security that will last through anything. Sometimes it's hard to see that, I know, even within myself, because the community has broken down so much. It's so easy to leave relationships when we feel like they've hit a wall, they no longer serve us, or we're just having a bad interaction with them, maybe some anger's coming up, and with the way the world's set up, it's so easy to move away, and it's so easy to disconnect from that community, whereas in times past you would have had to mend that relationship. And so gratitude within a community gets amplified as it goes around. So I receive a gift and I'm so grateful. So maybe I don't have anything for you, but that act that you showed me, that generosity, has inspired me to want to give on to other people, even more maybe than I might have had I not received that gift. So gratitude gets amplified as it goes around through the community, as does giving and receiving. Another part of gratitude that's so important within a community is the witnessing and the expressing of that. When we keep our giving and receiving to ourselves, we miss out on the opportunity to inspire others to do the same. This is not some sort of egoic self-gratification type thing. It's a desire to show the community, wow, look at how generous this person has been to me. I want everybody to know, because that is where we start to get the status within the community to come back. The people who give the most, gift cultures, that's where the status came from, was the people who give the most. So in gifting circles, I've also spoken about those before, where we get together and share needs and gifts that we have. One of those rounds is gratitude, where we share what we're grateful for. And in that witnessing in the community, we can see who the people are that are being extremely generous. And then we are able to shift the value that we have away from accumulation and towards flow and towards generosity. And as it goes around through the circle and the community, we are able to expand our sense of self. So when we give, we notice that we also receive in other ways. And the boundaries between self and other start to break down as we realize that needs are naturally filled. Nature fills the needs And so when we're grateful, we desire to fill the needs of others. A project that I'm working on here, just to wrap it up, is called Circle of Gratitude. I'm in the process of putting up a Facebook group for this, and there's a whole bunch of different ideas getting bounced around with it. I've been talking to some people about it, getting some feedback. Essentially what I'm trying to do and encouraging others to do, sorry, I'm not trying to do, I am doing, is to imbue with the story of money and what the symbols of money is and are into gratitude. So rather than it being, you know, this compulsory payment that we owe someone, really feeling into that sense of gratitude and giving in that way as a symbol of gratitude. So I spoke earlier about the beads being a symbol of gratitude. I feel like we can start to use money as a symbol of gratitude, and through that further break down those divides between self and other. So one thing that I've been doing is, if it's in a physical space where I can give to someone as an expression of my gratitude, is to write on a bill, write something like, thank you, you know, for the, no, you don't even have to say what it's for, just thank you, and you can give it to them and say, thank you so much for whatever you did. This is a small expression, barely touches the depth of my gratitude that I feel for this act that you have done for me. Please spend this in however you need to, you feel you need to, in order to best give your gifts back to other people. And if that means that you want to pass this on in the same way, please do. If it means that you need to buy some food, if it means that you need to put it into the pool to buy a plane ticket to Morocco, whatever it is, you know, it's trusting that you will use this that I have given you, and imbued with that sort of quality of gratitude, that you will be inspired to pass it on in a similar way. And often when I do this, the people I give to share back to me that they are going to do the same thing with it. So my hope with creating a group and having more of a online presence with this is to have a space for people to share the stories of this giving and the receiving of money, and really encouraging people to continue with that connection. So if you do give as a token of your gratitude, then maintain that connection. Be curious as to where it's going, you know, ask them for the story of where that ends up going, and share it and see how it impacts your life and their life. Share that with them, talk with them about it. So attitude of gratitude, that's all I have to say. I think I'm getting close to 20 minutes here, so thank you so much. Really grateful to be here, to be sharing with you guys in this other space and time, and I hope that we can one day connect again in face-to-face in the physical plane. If it's online, you can find me online. And thank you so much, everybody, and for all the presenters and everybody that helped to bring this event together, and for everybody who's attended. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you in the future, hopefully. Bye.